Hi, the video you're about to watch was originally supposed to be a 3-minute long TikTok, but after editing this monstrosity and realizing that it was actually 7 minutes long, and after seeing the overwhelmingly positive support on TikTok, and after seeing that some people wanted to watch this video on YouTube because they just thought it would be a better place for it, I've decided to put this video here. I'm sorry, there's not really much I can do about the aspect ratio since I filmed this vertically to begin with, since it was just supposed to be kind of a little throwaway video. But yeah, if you haven't seen this yet on TikTok, then I hope you enjoy it. And if you have seen this before on TikTok, I hope seeing this again brings you some form of entertainment value. And yeah, I hope this holds everyone over until the next video essay. That should be coming out within the next month or so. And yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for the support on this video and all other videos that I've made so far, both here and on TikTok. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, I'm not here to talk about an indie artist or anything today. Today, I'm actually here to talk about a TikTok trend and philosophy, or more specifically, the Indomitable spirit or hopes and dreams trend and post-modernism and its successor, post-postmodernism. This trend is essentially a response to another trend. See these images of characters like Patrick Bateman or Walter White, these generally like clinically insane, depressed, usually male characters with captions that related to being depressed or to being alone or to being mentally ill. These posts just showed this form of sadness and loneliness that led to a point of almost being deranged, and these slideshows would blow up. People would leave a ton of comments just saying real or he just like me, and it was a very strange thing to see. There was this strange sense of connection between the audience and the people posting these wildly insane and more depressing thoughts. And for a while they just kind of predominated my For You page, and then after a while they started disappearing, and that was the end of that. Or so you thought. See, the thing about postmodernism and its successor postmodernism is that they are reactions to other things that are happening. Modernism existed and it had its structures and its ideas, you know, thinking about God, community, and religion and all these things and absolute truths and structure. And then postmodernism came along and was actually like, no, God isn't fucking real. There is no hope. The universe is cold and indifferent. It does not care about you, and all these structures that we made up are for nothing. They don't mean anything. Nothing means anything. And the ideas proposed by postmodernism led to a lot of nihilism and just distaste for things like honesty and sincerity and all of these structures that we used to uphold for a very long time. And I think that this is both a good and a bad thing, because a lot of the structures that we did uphold are just terrible and we should dismantle them. But a lot of things that were being dismantled were just ideas about community and sincerity and these things. Sincerity in media especially was suddenly seen as this awful thing, and everything just became this very edgy and ironic type of thing. Every show that was trending with people that were younger is because it took a trope that you would normally see in modernist media, flip it on its head, and then give it a depressing twist. And so postmodernism comes into play. If we think about modernism as sincerity and then postmodernism as irony, you can think of postmodernism as post-irony, a form of sincerity that has gone through a layer of irony and therefore still speaks the same language that irony does. So take a look at these. These all have the form of a meme. It actually has the form of a pretty ironic meme. It's twisting the ideas of memes of old and memes that, you know, Facebook moms like, and kind of twisting them into an unknowable form. And that twisting, that changing, is what's making it its own thing, is what's making it interesting. It's funny because it is mocking this other thing that exists. Whereas these memes that are showing up in these hopes and dreams slideshows, they use the structure structure and the language of current memes and the expectation of something negative, of something twisted, or of something nonsensical, but that's a meta-modernist thing. We'll talk about that later. It takes these expectations and it says, no, actually, we're gonna go back to sincerity, not back to the old format, just back to sincerity by using the ironic format. And that's where this trend comes in. In response to "he just like me for real" memes, these memes come into play by saying that yes, the world is a cruel and unforgiving place and life can suck, and yes, you will feel alone and you will feel pain like you've never felt before, and it's terrible and it's excruciating, but you are undefeatable. None of these things have stopped you before, and they're not going to stop you now. It takes the format of these depressing memes and it turns it into something positive, but it isn't just positive for the sake of being positive. It's not a modernist type of positivity of believing in the structures that we have in the world. It's not believing that the world exists for a reason. It's understanding that nothing exists for any reason, and that things are pretty fucked all the time, but that even with that knowledge, you can be strong. You can move forward. Your spirit is undefeatable, and you can keep pushing forward. And this isn't just something that's happening on TikTok. Postmodernism and this post-irony form of sincerity is becoming more and more prevalent in culture. I look at something like Everything Everywhere All at Once, or the album Nurture by Porter Robinson, and these two are undeniably postmodernist pieces of work to me. Everything Everywhere All at Once starts with a character who is modernist, who doesn't understand the world of postmodernity that her daughter is living through, and by the end of the film understands that things will never go back to the way they were. Things will never be just modern again. Things will never be black or white again. But that's okay. The world is scary and you can't understand it, but you have the people that you love, and that's all that matters, really. You have yourself and you have your strength, and that's all you need. Nurture by Porter Robinson, in the live show, this is actually said.
The best sort of inner voice speaks to us in a gentle, kind, and unhurried way. It should feel as if a sympathetic arm were being put around our shoulder by someone who had lived long and seen a great many sad things.
And I think that that's a beautiful way of capturing what postmodernism is. It's not this sincerity or belief based on man-made structures or the idea that the universe has a greater meaning. It's a sincerity and optimism in the face of the fact that none of those things are real or that they mean anything, but that you can make your own meaning. As this one TikToker said, a song does not exist to end, and neither do you. Both exist to be experienced and lived through. And yeah, I think that that's a really beautiful thing. I am personally very much looking forward to seeing what kind of art comes out of postmodernism within the next few years, because I think it's going to become a very, very prevalent thing, and I think it's going to be something that people really attach themselves to a lot more. And yeah, I know this video was very, very different from my other stuff, but if you watched this until now, thank you so much, and I'll be back with more videos about TikToker musicians that I found. I promise, I swear to God.